Well, hello everyone. It's good to be here. I hope you had a lovely day yesterday. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 13 kids. It still blows my mind. I have 9 boys and 4 girls. My little baby was born just over a month ago. She is the sweetest thing, easiest baby I've ever had, honestly. And she was born with Down syndrome, and we couldn't be more thrilled. She has made a difference in our lives already. And we are so thankful for her. Hi, Misty. So if you come in tonight, or whenever you come in, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, be sure to come in and say hi. And then to let me know what you're drinking. If you have a cup of something. Tonight I'm having my cup of herbal tea. And it's just a beautiful set, the one that my girlfriend brought me in that beautiful box that I had with the black and white cup too. And I'm just having my traditional medicinals, the red raspberry leaf, as well as the mother's milk, and then the peppermint today. You drank a bottle and a half last night. Well done. I'm so impressed, because that's serious business. But once your body recognizes that's water and I need it, then all of a sudden it gets better. You're a newbie and you've been playing back my videos in the background all day. Oh, Rebecca, bless your heart. I hope that you could nap through my voice too. Hi, Erin. Hi, Misty. Yeah, I'm really considering doing some read-alongs where I just read, and then you could just listen to my voice. That way you don't have to get, hearing the same things over and over, because that's one thing about motherhood, is it tends to be it tends to be more like Groundhog Day. Have you ever seen that movie? Where he just keeps doing the same thing over and over every day, and he's like, I swear I've lived this life before. And that's kind of how you feel when you're a mom, and especially when you've been doing it as long as I have. I've been married for 29 years, going on 30 this year. And when you do the chores and the routines, whether you did them right or not, you still are doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it is so funny to think about, that is this all I'm good for? But you realize those things that you're doing just bless your home, and they bless your life, they bless your family, they bless you. Like, even though I'm just sporting my regular old October Girl t-shirt, and I just washed and let my hair air dry, and I just put on the most basic of makeup today. I just did a little bit of lipstick and mascara and eyebrows. I mean, that's as basic as I can get. That's no eyeshadow, no eyeliner, no blush, nothing like that. I did perk up my cheeks a tad for you. But that's as basic as I'm going to get. I still am going to wear my little earrings and put my rings on. I didn't put a bracelet on or a necklace, but I just feel like it's a huge way of taking care of myself. When you went to school, hopefully you got ready every day back in high school, and you were probably pretty happy there. You think of all the friends you had and all the things that you did. We were getting ready for the day every day. You were taking care of yourself because you were the only person you worried about. And you know what's wrong with still being that person today? And in the morning, making sure you take care of you first, and then take care of everybody else, right? And now I've had to incorporate, I start out in the morning with my routine for me, which includes making my bed, tidying my bathroom, doing my hair and makeup, getting dressed, and brushing my teeth, of course. And then I do my baby's routine, which includes doing all those same things. I do her hair and her makeup. No, I'm just kidding. I put lotion on her. And I get her dressed and, change her diaper, make sure she's all washed up and smells fresh. And I go get her outfit and her blankets and her burp rags and stuff. And all of those things are her routine. And then after I'm done with her routine, now I've got to go make sure my kids are through with their routine. And if they haven't started them, I remind them, are your routines done? Are you ready for the day? Who got their hair done? Who's dressed? Did you make your bed today? Did you at least get the blankets put on the bed? Did you get your clothes put away? Ooh, I see something on the floor. Do you want to grab that real quick? And then everybody has to get their routines done. And then we go downstairs and have breakfast. And I'm having somebody take the load of laundry down for me. And we start the load of laundry. And we get breakfast going and make sure everything's the way it's supposed to be so that we can start school. If there was anything that needed to be tidy, the kids have to tidy that before they can even eat. And then we have breakfast and voila, school starts. And then I sit down and school the kids. And today we got to enjoy, I remembered I had this little book from Abraham Lincoln, and since his birthday was just, it was on Millie's birthday. She had the same birthday that I really wanted to make sure, it's either George Washington or Abraham Lincoln. I can't remember which one. But anyways, the point is that that I just wanted to read that stuff because I was too busy thinking I was having a baby all week long to do the stuff I wanted to do for President's Day. I did have their pictures up and stuff, but I just didn't do the celebration I wanted to do. So I thought, well, at least I can read about it. And I watched I never have watched that Netflix series. I mean, that Netflix movie. Well, the movie was on Netflix. It's not a Netflix movie. Just Lincoln, the one that talked about his life and it had won all those awards and whatnot. And I just really love that man. I always have. I've loved his story. I've loved everything that he stood for and did for us. And it just was really fun to be able to do that. And then to share that book with my kids was quite rewarding today. You just feel like you did something right, passing that on. Read the Gettysburg Address and then showing off that I have a good part of it, if not all of it, memorized. Just stuff like that. And not to mention the math concepts and the language concepts they're learning and the different handwriting activities they do and just everything that they're doing that encompasses their school and just, sitting with them and watching their improvements and how much better they're doing and how close they are to finishing all their curriculum. This will be literally my first year finishing a curriculum from start to finish. I have homeschooled over and over and over, and so many times I would finish parts of curriculums or just chunks of them, and I never was able to stay consistent. And I really think it's a lot because I had a planner, and I marked down every day what we do, and I had a curriculum that I really have a deadline that they're trying to meet. So those things have all been really good, but in all of that, I really am in zombie mode, right? Like doing these same things because part of Millie's routine in the morning, I wash out all of the pumping equipment and the bottles and all this stuff. Plus I nurse her and I just, all this regimen that I have to do. I feel more like I'm in zombie mode, that I'm just doing the mom thing and I'm just doing everything right. And I'm feeling a little older than I was. And it's just a little harder than it was when I was younger. And that's something that I don't know if it's just because I've been eating like crap, because you just sometimes are like, I just need to eat now and I'll eat whatever. And that's just insane. So it's like, it's just like I'm to the point where I'm just doing things because I know I need to do them and that's the right thing to do. And even though it was free day today, I didn't really make it a free day yet, except for I did take a nap, and that was heavenly, right next to Millie, and that's always lovely. So it's just interesting to me how zombie mode gets me through, and now here it is almost bedtime. I know what to do at this time of day because after we talk, I can go make sure the kitchen's taken care of, and then I can sit down and watch a movie with the baby and the kids that want to watch it, and then go to bed, and it's awesome, and it just feels good right now to just take it that slow and that easy. And I made my doctor's appointment for my dentist to get my teeth fixed. That crown I had that broke, and then that chip that I got from the popcorn the other week. And I made our eye doctor and our my kids' dental appointments because they're going to go to a different dentist. And I, verified all the appointments we have for Billy coming up. It just was a really good day to just make sure I'm taking care of me and taking care of the kids. And to me, that just felt really good to be like, even though I've been in zombie mode and I didn't get everything, I didn't get my Easter stuff put up today like I was hoping, yada, yada, yada. I could do that this week sometime. It just felt good to get some good things accomplished. So that way you know where I'm at. Let me make sure I'm on the right chat, live chat. Oh, good. Rebecca says it's good mom motivation for sure, and I've learned some relationship tips. Awesome, Rebecca. I'm so happy for you. That's fantastic. Emma says she has really crappy internet right now, and she's not sure if she'll be able to watch, but she's drinking red raspberry leaf tea and mother's milk as per your recommendation. Good for you, Emma. I'm so happy. And like I said, be sure to throw in, like I tried that celestial seasoning peppermint, and that helps take the bitter away, or I add a little bit of honey to it sometimes. It tastes really good. And then that, last week for a few days, I was drinking that, that sweet and spicy Good Earth kind, and it has like a cinnamon, orange. It just was like the perfect combination to mix with all those. I do one of those things in addition to my traditional medicinals, the mother's milk and red raspberry, and it just really makes it fun. So you might want to try that. Yeah, considering you never drink water, Misty. Yeah, I think that's awesome. 1.5 bottles for sure. And just keep going with it. And yeah, maybe you'll go potty a little more because you're drinking the water, but that means your body's finally getting to flush all the toxins and garbage in your system. Think about it. How's that crap going to get out? You have to flush it. I mean, obviously, if you get the magnesium or some kind of electrolytes or salt or something, put a little bit of that in the water because you're drinking a lot of water. You're probably flushing all that out of your system. Just make sure you're replenishing it when you drink all that water. But what a difference that's going to make in the way you feel. Your energy will be better too. You'll notice almost right off the bat. Heather said that she had her niece's 4th birthday party at the trampoline park. How fun. It's good to see you, Heather. Thanks, Micah. She says she loves seeing us, and how's sweet Millie? Millie's doing fabulous. I'll show you to her in just a second. Yeah, Jessica, I kind of decided, I don't know if I said it clearly enough, but it's a 50-50 chance I'm on Mondays, because I usually take Mondays off, but the one Monday my husband was working, so I went ahead and did it. But yesterday he was working and I didn't come on. And just I figured that's family night and we were hanging out as a family, so I went ahead and took that liberty to take that time off. So I apologize for not being here. You know, we're getting close to the time where I won't have, we're getting close to the time where I'll have no more teacups. I've got like 10 left that you haven't seen. Isn't that funny that I have 10 that you haven't seen? That's a lot of teacups. All right, let's go say hi to Miss Millie. My bed's kind of crazy because we took naps on it today. My husband was napping with us. Of course, she's asleep as usual. I'm just thoroughly in love with her. Kiss her like crazy. Her little nap of her neck. She's just wearing her little legging outfit, the one that says full of happy, and she was so full of happy today during her awake time. She was so sweet. Hi Rachel, it's good to see you. So yeah, that's my little Miss Millie. I wish you could see her as clear as I do. Look, she's got her mouth hanging open. She's out like a light. So yeah, that's just too fun. It's fun watching her grow. She grew 2 inches long. She wasn't gaining a lot of weight, and I was freaking out. And I'm like, you know what? I need to measure her because she's got to be doing something. She was like kind of sticking at 7.155, and just kind of teetering right there. And I was just like, is she going to get to the 8-pound mark or what? I thought, you know what? I'm going to just measure her. And I have this paper tape measure, the one that we used when she was born. And I'll be danged, she was 19 inches long when she was born, and now she's 21 inches long. Isn't that crazy? It's funny that they can grow in length and you just aren't thinking about it. But I was noticing that her outfits were starting to get a little tight at the leg, like they didn't have any more room for her to grow longer. And the same with her her leggings, because she had the newborn one and then the 0 to 3 months size, which was a little bigger than the newborn one. And the leggings are like too short for her. I thought it was so cute. So yeah, we just have just really enjoyed her. It's been awesome. Well, do you have any questions or comments for today? Is there anything you'd like to talk about? Do you have a subject that you've got? Bring it on up. I didn't plan for a ton today. Figured I'd get it all out in the open in the beginning, which I did. So if you didn't hear it, you'll want to come back and listen to that. And I told you all kinds of good stuff. But I feel like although we have a really good time chatting, and that's awesome on this channel, what I do, I love inspiring you and I love trying to motivate you and help you, but I feel like it kind of does a disservice when like you have to listen to the whole thing in order to pull out the nuggets I've got. And you know, when I have things that I say that are helping you, it's hard to dig through all of it, and you don't know what part to fast forward and what part to go back to, and it's hard to know which ones to go back and listen to. They're just not real clear. A couple of them are, because I've changed the titles, so they're a little more helpful on what maybe the best topic was in there that we covered, or the most helpful thing. But I just don't know if the service is beneficial enough. But I think that a lot of you have listened to them, and I'll try to keep saying as much as I can that will be helpful. That way we at least have them to come back to, till I figure out what my actual niche is, if there is a niche at all. It's all good. So who else is drinking stuff? One person's drinking red raspberry leaf and mother's milk. One's drinking water. Anybody got iced coffee tonight? What are you drinking? Or are you washing dishes? How's it going? How's it going? Like I said, you know, while I'm not nursing the baby, while I'm pumping milk for the baby, I usually watch a 10 or 12 minute, you're drinking water and you're working. Womp. Yep, right on, girlfriend. You go. But when I am pumping, hi Gretchen, it's good to see you. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, there's a few of them I haven't got to yet, but for the most part, I've retitled them because someone told me that was helpful. But I went to when I'm pumping, I'm watching videos, and I've noticed a few that have come up and that have been very helpful for me. And when I watch them, it just lets me know, you know, really. It's hard to find for me, it's hard to find a place, because I think that YouTube is kind of a young people's place. Have you noticed that? How there's so many really young women or young mommies on YouTube, and that just seems to be the people that are watching it. And there's just not a huge crowd in my age, or even between my age, that's really looking for what we're doing, you know. And it's okay. It's just, I'll just chat as long as we're here, right? Misty's having water. Yeah, there's just so much to YouTube. How you gotta tag things, you gotta label them right, try to be in the golden triangle, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Because I don't care that much. Water here. Good for you, Gretchen. I've got my tea and my water. I'm doing both. This is bottle number 3 or... Sorry. Bottle number 3 or 4 for me. I can't remember which one. I checked my phone before we got on, but it said that I was fine. But apparently I'm not. So I'm going to plug this in. Give me just a second. Sorry, that was obnoxious. So yeah, and it's interesting too when my husband, I haven't posted it yet. He made dinner for me tonight. He just brought some leftovers home from work, and so I thought that was really cool because it made it easy for me, and it was something yummier than what we were doing for the kids. The kids are having quesadillas with hamburger and sour cream and cheese, which is great for kids. I just don't eat that stuff. It doesn't make me happy. Oh, and today I got my pills in, and I was so excited about that. Right on, Misty. You go, girl. I am so impressed. That is, I know it's not easy. I remember when I first started doing it, it was not easy. Hi, Linda. But I wanted to, I just kind of threw in the towel. Hi, Christy. I wanted to throw in the towel on my eating, you know, on my diet, because it's so fun to eat sugar and people were bringing treats over. So I was like, all right, we'll put the diet on hold for a little bit. And I was just thinking that I would not eat sugar for a while. I mean, I would just eat sugar for a while, but it's like beating me up. Like I'm starting to feel it. And yeah, I'm taking my Lobelia, I'm taking my herbs and my vitamins and my vitamin C, but you know, if you knew how much sugar I've eaten, you would be like, oh, no wonder. So I was watching Dr. Berg, and he talks about this, I don't know, it's called Geminium or something like that. It's a herb, and you can put it on your tongue, and it will make your wine taste like vinegar once you try it. So if you're having a hard time losing weight because you're drinking too much wine, or maybe you're just eating too much sugar, so you take it, and it's a sugar, and it's like a blocker, right? And the one is called sugar blocker, and the other one is, but they both have this herb in it. And I couldn't believe it when I took it. It just has you take one before your meal so you don't crave the sugar after. And I thought, if I could just do that till I could get off of sugar, then it'll be really easy to switch to keto and not have a hard time. Because it's kind of like counterproductive to eat keto and then eat your cake, because that just, then you're eating too much fat and your body's not burning the fat, and then it's not good for you. And anyways, sugar's not that good for you anyways, right? And so I took it, and I felt it almost like about 15 or 20 minutes after I took it on my tongue. It took the receptor down. Like I could just feel lack of sugar. The taste buds in the back, I could feel just deadened. The ones on the back of my throat, I could feel deadened. And I was just like, go figure. That's really weird that you could feel it blocked off. And I had zero desire for sweets, zero desire for sugar. It was just gone. So I'm really excited about that. I didn't even want honey in my tea, and I didn't want that sweet and spicy one because I was kind of afraid of the sweet. So I just did the peppermint. Figured let's stick to that natural. So it's kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. Oh, Gretchen says, oh, hi, Carrie. You snuck in there. Gretchen says, I was on dialysis for 7 years and could only drink 24 ounces a day total since this transplant. And since this transplant, you drink, and drink. Heck yeah, I bet your body's so excited to drink. I bet you're so thirsty. Make sure you're putting some electrolytes in there, or at least a drop of that magnesium or the salt, because otherwise you're just flushing, and it's almost like you're dehydrating, right? Because you're just cleaning it all out too fast. Thank you, Linda. She says Millie's beautiful. Oh, there you go, Rebecca. That's what I was just talking about. You caught that, I hope. You're on keto. You have to try that. How much was it? I don't know, but I'll post the link below. I think I posted it in a different video when I talked about it. I couldn't live without sugar in your coffee. It's your fuel. You think it's your fuel. Oh, good. You take the magnesium and phosphorus, so then you're fine. Give me 1 second. I'll go grab the sugar blocker. So this is the one that Dr. Berg recommended. It's not necessarily the brand that he recommended, but you know I love the Nature's Way or Spring Valley. I always stick to those because they're less expensive and they work just as good as the others, and I don't like to pay a lot of money for stuff. This was maybe 14 bucks at the most. This is Jim Nema, and it's it totally worked. And this was perfect. And then this one was Sugar Blocker. It's what it's called, is Sugar Blocker. And this one was advertised on, not really advertised, but it was on his, what's it called? Like Dr. Berg Keto and IF. That's what the page is called on Facebook. And someone had said to try this to help you get off of sugar. And I was like, I'm down, I'm buying it. So I don't even remember. It was under 20 bucks. So I bought that. And I bought both of them. Because one of them was supposed to be here before the other. The other one was taking too long. And I was like, I'll just order this one because it says I could be here tomorrow. And it was. So I've already taken this one and I haven't tried this one. I'll just kind of rotate them. Because this one also has chromium picolinate in it. As well as some kind of sulfate. So I'm not 100% sure. It's got some propylene glycol in it. I'm not really big on a lot of those extra ingredients. Whereas this is just the herb and then the gelatin. Yeah, this is just the extract and cellulose and silica. So I feel like this one's probably more natural. And that's what I like about these. They usually don't have all the crap. This one I bought. But I'm like, I only has 90 capsules. You take them 3 times a day. If I just even take it for a few days so I can get off the sugar, that would be really helpful. It's really easy to clean up your diet when you're not constantly wanting to eat carbs and crap, right? So I'm trying to get back on that. And you think you couldn't live without your sugar in your coffee, but if you tried it, maybe it would work and it would kill that sugar craving, and then you wouldn't have to worry. Plus, it rots your teeth out. You know, sugar is the quickest, the first thing it does is weakens those teeth, and it stinks when that happens. It also ages you. It's awful. Acid reflux, is that what you have, Misty, or for kids? Because acid reflux, you got to figure out what it is that's doing it. But I'm telling you, that papaya that I'm always promoting, that American Health papaya, I have it in the description and below some of my videos, and one of them I have an actual bottle of it that I'm holding up. It's papaya. And you take 4 or 5 of those, and boy, your acid reflux will be gone. You take that after if you take it before, if you take 1 or 2 before the meal and 1 or 2 after the meal, you probably won't even have a problem with acid reflux. I mean, I've never had acid reflux, but I've been pregnant and I know how it is, and I know that it's that you need to take things that are like, it just depends. Like, if I really would look at your Eat Right for Your type. You know, if you've listened to some of my back videos, then you know. I don't know if I put it over here, if I left it over there. But I have a book called Eat Right for Your Type. It's Eat Right for Your blood type. And it tells you what kind of things you should eat for your blood type, right? So I look in that and it tells me not to eat a lot of dairy, and there's certain things I should avoid. And those are the things that are making me sick. Like, it says basically don't eat any sugar because it's poison to your body. And I get that because I feel like I've been poisoned every time I eat sugar. Even though I might eat a voluminous amount, like a whole bag of Oreos, or a whole box of donuts, or you know, several brownies. Even though the kids are sharing with me, I'm eating more than my fair share. And I just think that's ridiculous. I think it has a little bit to do with the fact you're nursing just because you're hungry and you're looking for fast carbs and calories. And I'm just trying to get a hold of myself before I can't fit in my new jeans anymore. I'm like, no, I am getting rid of all these clothes that are too big for me. I am not keeping them. I am not going to fit them ever again. I don't want to fit them. So I either need to change my diet, or I need to get more control. And the only way I could get any more control is if I cut back on the sugar. And that's just the truth. Hello, Marie. You need to try to do that. I do well during the day, but after dinner I crave and go crazy for carbs. Your willpower is awful. I get you. Yeah, you bet, Rebecca. You'll be so glad. I'm like, this is actually really cool. And it says to take one before or with each meal. And I like the idea of taking it a little before the meal, so that way I'm not already wanting dessert after the meal. But I'm telling you, I only took the one today. I took it about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning because that's when I get ready to eat. And I haven't wanted sugar since then. I'm thinking about taking one now, just so I don't get tempted, but I feel good. And I'm like, hooray, that's a miracle. Just the fact I'm not craving sugar of some sort is really cool. So I'm really glad about that. Melissa says, I just wanted to say that you are one strong mama, and I truly enjoyed watching your videos. Your little girl is truly beautiful, and you are truly blessed to have such a loving family. Melissa, thank you. That is so nice of you to say. Wow. Those, you know, you can't see it, but I can feel my tear ducts activating, and I can feel the tears coming up, and, you know, you get that emotion gathering, and that's one of the cool things when you're not taking a bunch of stuff. You can start to feel all those things. She's O negative, so that's the same as me. I'm O negative. It's your daughter and she's O negative. Yeah, that's because she probably can't be doing milk products. So switch to almond milk if you can. I get the unsweetened almond milk. And then, and I try not to eat a lot of, and I go for the pumpkin, I go for the squash. Any of the squash things are really good for you. The vegetables are really good for you. Leafy green ones especially. And, but sugar, it's a killer. So I suggest get some good stuff to get off the sugar. And this, I don't know if this one would work, but you can also order this powdered, and you could put that like in a drink or something so that they don't even know they're taking it, because if it's kids or little person, then you might have to do that. Of course, if it's an infant, I don't know. I don't know if we do that. Maybe just put a little dab on her tongue. If she's sugar addict. I'm wonderful, Lady E. Thank you. Look at that. So many O negatives on there. We should all go donate blood together. Oh, wait, I can't. I just had a baby. They don't want my blood. Not right now. Yeah, but that's why I say, you know, you have acid reflux. What blood type are you? Because to me, it makes more sense to say, instead of saying, oh, I have this, I have allergies to this, I have a reaction to this, I have acid reflux, I keep getting sick every time I eat a bowl of sugar. Like, look at why. Why? Why is your body rejecting it? Kind of like if you're an A blood type, you need to eat fish. You need to eat vegetables that are like, I can't remember what kind of vegetables. I don't have an A blood type, so I can't remember. But it's like eat rice and fish and a little bit of vegetables. No red meat, no chicken. Like chicken is like a hybrid meat. And you should eat more range-fed things. Well, anyways, so the A blood type, what the theory is in his book that he talks about is that O blood type was the original blood type. That's the caveman blood. That's what the O stands for, is original blood type, right? And then they migrated over into Russia and over there in the Asian area, and then they had to adapt with the wetness and the ocean side, and that's when they started doing the fish and the rice, and that changed their blood because their diet was different than it was over in Africa where it first started. And that's where they had to eat more of the animals right off the land. You have to think more of a caveman diet if you're an O blood type. You think of things low to the ground, berries, nuts, seeds, like that. Not rich nuts like a walnut because it comes out of the tree, right? Or an almond because it comes right off the tree. Not like hybrid nuts like cashews and macadamia. And those are a little too rich. You have to have those in very, very small amounts. But berries, nuts, and seeds, think of that. And then when you're eating your meat, eat a handful of meat. You're not eating a ton of meat. You're not eating, like you might eat an earthy potato, but you're not going to have them. Like, O blood types work really, really, really good on the keto diet. It's like made for O blood types. High fat, a little bit of protein, great vegetables, berries, nuts, seeds. You're going to be skinny. You're a fat-burning machine. And that's what I can talk the most about is O blood type, just because I am O blood type. So, of course, that's the one I studied the most. But I know a little bit about A because my stepdad was A. She is... Oh, she's the one with the health problems you told me about. Okay, okay. Hi, Robin. It's good to see you. Marie's AB positive. That's awesome. But it's really a fun book. Even if you just check it out from the library, if you want to buy it, it's called It's called Eat Right for Your Type, and it's like a red book. I can't remember who wrote it. Sorry, but it's really cool, the theory that he has, and it makes sense to me. And I'm buying it, and I tried it, and it works. So I tend to agree with him. In fact, the information isn't outdated, but it's a little bit older book, but it's still relevant. It's just that we have different foods that are brought in and imported that we're able to have access to. And so maybe those didn't make it in the book because at the time we weren't eating blood oranges, you know, they're like a hybrid fruit. Oh, Millie's stirring. It's like I have this book. I have quite a few books that are a little bit older, so maybe they're not still in print or still applicable for everything that's out now. Like it tells you, it's called the Stafford Prevention Magazine's Cure for Common Diseases, and it's a health and nutrition book, and it tells you the studies they did, what method they used, what they gave them, and what their benefits were. So it, like, when I was researching it, I was reading for ADD, you know, hyperactivity in kids. I was reading it for depression. I was reading it for manic depression. I was reading it for bone pain and just all these different health issues. And it really just helped direct me in a better direction for what to eat and how to feed my kids. Yeah, I find the blood type diet very interesting. That's Amber. She jumped in. Good evening, she says. Yeah, it just has been really good for my body and my health, and it just has, like, I remember one time when I first was revisiting that book and starting to get on it again. It was when Daily Joy was a baby. That's when I first found the book in 2010. And I was looking it up online a couple years later, and they had a whole thing where it just said because I put like what to eat when you're on the blood type diet. Well, it had it broke down on the things you should eat for the different blood types. And I was just talking to my son about it, and a couple people that were around us were like really interested in it. So we started talking to them about it too. And it was just kind of a fun discussion like we're having. It's just a really interesting topic, and it's an interesting theory. But, you know, so many people want to take claim on diet and exercise and say, theirs is the best diet. And I'm like, how about let's go back to the roots and the basics? You know, it's kind of like how, you know, you had the original pilgrims coming over here from England, and the Indians thought that they were poisoning them. Why? Because the Indians were probably O blood type. They were eating off the land. They're killing the deer and the buffalo, using every part of it, including the bone and the fat and all that. And they're eating what little tiny bit that they grow. But they had a rough winter, and then here the Americans come, and they start bringing them bread. They make these breads and cakes and pastries and all these rich foods, and they said they thought they poisoned them. You know, they thought they were trying to kill them with this stuff that they were making. And it's a lot because their body wasn't meant to have that. It's fine for those people in Europe to have, like, that was the thing I noticed when I hadn't had my daughter yet. See, I hadn't had that book yet. But when I went to Europe, I was there for 35 days. And when I was there, it was really hard to find meat. Like, they had ham and cheese crepes on every corner. I could get them any time of the day. They had strawberry crepes and stuff like that too. But I was just like, oh, I can't eat any more crepes. After 2 days of that, I was like, bleh, can't do that. And by the time I got to Italy, you know, we'd gone to France and England and Switzerland, and now here we stepped into Germany, and now here we were in Italy, or on our way to Italy, and we stopped in Assisi, and I was like, I need a steak, and I need it now. And so the tour guide told me a good place to get a steak, and I had steak and asparagus and a salad, and I was just like, I can breathe now. My brain started to work again. Because I could just feel all these things had gone wrong in my body just because I was, you know, eating bread. They had baguettes everywhere. I was like, if I ever see another baguette, I'm going to throw it. Because it was just ridiculous. They'd say, oh, it's a morning breakfast buffet. So you're all excited because it's the complimentary, you know. And so you go into the hotel's area and you have this breakfast. They've got pancakes. They've got potatoes. They've got baguettes galore. They've got donuts. They've got cereal. And I was just like, where's the beef? Where's the eggs scrambled? No, theirs were like powdered or in a liquid form, and then they do that fake scramble stuff. My body could just feel it was just being torn down. So that was a rough 30 days because I learned a lot about my health and nutrition on that trip. What I should have done was packed a crap load of V8. I would have had to pay for it because, you know, it's heavy. But I could live off V8 and a beef jerky if I have to. That does well for me. So the simpler my diet is, the better. And it's the same with if you're eating, if you got the European diet. Theirs works really good with Mediterranean diets, right? Makes sense because that works for them. And they walk everywhere and, you know, it makes sense that they're using bread because they're using so much energy. Me, I don't want that kind of energy. It doesn't work for me. So, yeah. Amber says she's a certified personal trainer and she suggests this diet she suggested this diet to some of her friends. Oh, I mean, some of her clients, not her friends. Sorry. Well, they probably are her friends now. Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into because you can just look at it. It says these are the things that you should eat in this category. Or if it says you have nothing in this category you should eat. Well, if you should eat the things in this category, they're the things that your body's going to be excited about, right? And the things that says don't eat, you may have adapted and have learned to eat certain things, but really if it's not good for your blood, try to omit them from your diet. And like one of the main things that was a bingo for me is that it said one thing that's really good for the O blood type is pumpkin, is like squash, especially pumpkin. And I was like, oh, well, no wonder we love pumpkin pie. I mean, of course, we've laced it with sugar and all this toxic stuff. But hey, eggs, milk, pumpkin, what's not to love about that? Just put some monk fruit in it instead, and then you'll be good to go, right? And then on top of that was like one of the nuts that said that we shouldn't eat as an O blood type is peanuts. But obviously, I've been eating peanuts since I was a kid. Yeah, I'm not allergic to them, but I do notice if I eat too many, my throat starts to close up, or I can feel in my belly it doesn't feel that good. Like I can do a peanut butter English muffin or a peanut butter sandwich real quick. If I do like a half, then it doesn't kill me. But if I eat any more than that, ooh, girl, not good for me. I do way better with celery with cream cheese on it than I do celery with peanut butter. So there you go. And a lot of people might say different, but that's what works for me. That's what works for my health. I feel better. I lose weight. I mean, look at me. I've had 13 kids and I'm wearing a size 6 pants. Sure, I have a sugar problem, but that's only just recently. I got off sugar, got pregnant, and then, you know, had this 13th baby out of nowhere. And I really think I can attribute it to just eating more carefully, like just simplifying my diet, not making sure there's 50 things to eat every night, making sure there's less things for my body to worry about digesting. Like tonight, my husband made a melody, like he toasted it in the oven of yellow yams and orange yams and onions and then salt and pepper. And it was so delicious, but I could only eat a fraction of it. And then he had a chicken with Parmesan cheese and asparagus. And I ate probably half of that. And then I was done. Look how easy that is going to be for my body to digest, followed up by my natural teas and my water. Like, how is that not going to make me thinner? There's nothing fattening in that whole meal. And it just tasted amazing. It was just great. Felt good to my body, felt good to my soul. I feel like I'm in a good place with that. So I just need to be careful and keep my diet simplified, and it makes a difference for me. Hopefully it does for you too. But yeah, it's worth looking at. It's worth looking at our diets. It's worth looking at what we do. Oh yeah, keto lemon bars for dessert. See, that's he made with fresh lemon, and he did I I can't remember which sugar he used. I don't think it was monk fruit, but he was blending it. It might be erythritol. But the point is I have no desire to eat them. I'll probably try it, but with that sugar blocker, I'm like, yeah, I could go without it. And wouldn't that be amazing? You're at a birthday party, there's cake, and you're like, oh, how fun, it's birthday cake, which I've done before when I got good at it. But I just want to be there again where I have that control of sugar. I don't want it to be in control of me, where it's demanding that I eat half the box of donuts before I even get out of the store. That's just ridiculous. So it's worth looking at that. It's worth, like, I look at all these exercise routines that are on Pinterest and people talk about on YouTube that they're doing, and I'm going, yeah, that's not for me. I just need to park a few, like, you have the different parking sections, right? You have the ones that are closest that everybody always wants to fight to get. And then there's the second area and the third one. And yeah, the sugar blocker right here, sugar blocker. This is the one that I bought, as well as this is what it has in it, but I bought it on its own too, because once I got the sugar blocker, I realized it has a few ingredients in it that I'm not real crazy about. Yay, Stephanie! I'm so excited. I think that's Stephanie, right? Oh my gosh, I'm retarded. But I am so excited. She said she had her baby. Congratulations, that's awesome. And the Lobelia was awesome for afterbirth pains. That's wonderful. Rachel, yes, you're Rachel. Okay. Did you take it in labor? Or did you only use it after? And it's okay if you didn't, but if you took it before you even had the baby, it would be helpful. I just wonder if you got it in time. But that's wonderful. I'm so excited for you. And did you go potty a lot? Because whenever you get those afterbirth pains, it's usually because you have to go potty. The bladder is putting pressure on that part of your body. So you took it pre-labor, in labor, and after labor. And labor went super fast. Your water broke, and he was out in an hour. Bam! It works. I told you. I have clients that have tried it, so I know it works. But it's hard to have. Yes, you have to urinate a lot. That's good, because that's your body getting rid of stuff, right? You're just lessening the pressure. I'm so thrilled for you. I'm so glad you found me and you got that. It's just really awesome when that happens. That makes me so happy for you. Yeah, but like, so what I was saying is it wasn't just about diets. We talked about all kinds of things, but we are talking about diet at the moment. But what I realized is that if I park not in the first group of parking spaces, not in the second, but kind of in the third, like not quite the last, because I don't want to be in the danger zone, right? But if I park a little bit and get that nice jaunt, plus I'm walking around the store, I can't always do that, but if I'm feeling strong, or if I just go up and down the stairs a few times, like I just have to have it be more natural. It has to be a part of my life. I do have a little 3-minute exercise routine I'm using to make sure my core gets strong again. But, ooh, yes, you're going to try Lobelia for asthma. Fingers crossed. Well, I hope that works for you. That is so exciting. But I just think incorporating more exercise into our lives naturally, just walking more places or walking around the park or whatever, not alone, because obviously there's a bunch of weirdos out there for some reason. But doing that 3-minute exercise routine, instead of getting crazy, I don't need a 30-minute exercise routine. That's going to burn calories and energy that I don't have to burn. They say it makes you feel better and gives you more energy. For some people, that probably works. For me, it doesn't. So for me, it just works to walk a little bit and to do that little core exercise to make sure I get because you have a baby and it feels like your guts have been ripped out. Even though I feel strong, I want my core to be stronger, because I can still feel my back a little bit and I can still feel my core a little bit is still recovering, which it is, but it feels really good. So, so I was just saying, Rachel, that I started taking this. It's a sugar blocker, because after I had the baby, I started craving sugar like crazy. And I'm like, what the heck? I didn't eat hardly any sugar while I was pregnant. Now all of a sudden I'm like a sugar freak. And it was starting to worry me. And I didn't want to get out of these jeans that I lost enough weight to get in. And so I took it today, and it helped me not want any sugar today. And I thought that was really cool. When does that happen, right? So I got this sugar blocker, and I got this Gym Nina, and both of them, It has this herb in both of them, and they also sell this in a powder. So if that ends up a problem for you, my daughter said the same thing happened to her. I just don't remember it ever happening like this, but who knows? That was one thing I didn't take note of because I wasn't having a problem with it before. I mean, I remember I went on the one diet where before and after I had the baby, I went on the Good program, which I really like that diet. It's just where you don't have more than 2 pieces of bread a day. You have 3 to 5 fruits a day and 3 to 5 vegetables a day, like in a salad, you know. And then you have, whenever you eat your meat, you just do a hand-sized portion, you know, what would fit in here, what you could hold in your hand. You don't want that much. And then I can't remember if there was anything else. Oh yeah, then if your fats, of course, like butter. So it was really a good diet for me, and I lost weight on it. That was with baby number 4. And I used that diet for a few kids after that as well. Well, now my tea is almost gone. I think we've had a fabulous conversation. I'm so glad Rachel was able to come in and to say what a great labor she had, taking that Lobelia before, during, and after having the baby, including after birth pains, without any medication, meaning you didn't need medication for the after birth pains, and you were able to have the baby in an hour. That's amazing. That's what tells you that my baby had a couple of problems on in there, because I was like, I have never had a baby take this long. That's crazy. You had him in the bathtub even. Awesome. But, you know, with Millie, I was like, what's wrong? I kept thinking I was in labor because it was acting like I was in labor, but she wasn't coming, she wasn't coming, she wasn't coming. I was like, what the heck? Am I going to have a C-section? What's going on? Something's happening. And then the midwife was like, well, let's not, you know, you're fine not worrying too much. Let's see what happens. You know, it's got to come. Well, her short cord makes sense, because in order for her to come down, she had to literally detach. So she was just stretching it as far as it could stretch, and then had to rip that sucker off the wall. she had to be at that careful place between danger and safety to get that placenta away from the wall for her to be able to come out. Literally had to rip it from the wall with her cord being so short. So I knew, that's why I knew something was wrong. So I'm like, I know what Lobelia does, and I know how fast my babies come, and this little girl's taking forever, so something's wrong. So she kept it as long as she could, and she kept in there as long as she could, and then she had to go. So she was evicted. But that is so exciting, and we've been on here almost an hour. We've had such a good time. I feel like I've talked way too much, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel uplifted and inspired in some way. I'm so glad you were able to be here and join with me with my cup of tea. And cheers to keep hydrating yourself, because think about it, the more you drink, the less room you have for food you don't need, right? And just make it more natural. Don't worry so much about it. Just be good to yourself. Make peace with your body. Make peace with your food, and just have a healthier attitude and outlook on it. You know, we eat to live. Why are we trying to live to eat? That's not what life's all about. That's why it was easy for me to give up breakfast and only eat lunch and dinner. And it feels so much better just not stressing about eating all the time. And then now to not stress about, what sugar do I have? Do I have any sugar? I need sugar. I don't have to worry if I have chocolate. I don't have to worry if I have donuts. I don't have to worry if I'm going to make the brownies that are in the cupboard, because I don't really care. And I'm excited about that. So let me know if you try it. And I love when you tell me what you've taken. That's helping you too. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Have a great day. It was good to see you.